Morning Blitz begins now.
It's like it's 12 a.m. all over again.
It sounds like Lewis's neighborhood at 12 a.m. Oh.
I would like to discuss the 4th of July later, and I'm assuming that that's in fact possible because it is,
It's Red, White, and Boom Day. Of course.
You know.
It's time. If you want to talk about fireworks, it is time to do that.
Just trying to talk about fireworks. Storm Day, too.
Yeah, a lot of that.
4 o'clock, it's going to start.
Yeah, I know.
It'll
Not
be
the best
about
weather.
92 degrees when it starts, too.
Yeah.
Are we sure it's happening?
Well, I mean,
Or is it
The
just
storms?
a chance of a pop-up because it's going to be so friggin' hot?
No, I heard after the afternoon, like it's like a, 75, 80% chance that it's going to storm? Like
it's that heat is what's coming right before it.
Right.
Speaking of which,
Uh-oh.
hold that thought.
What's he doing?
I'm running out.
Do you know why you
What?
get those pop-up storms? Is because the heat of cold weather... Wait. Cold... Okay, this is what I read. Cold air...
Come on,
meets
zebra.
The heat of the ground, which is really super hot, or the opposite of that. I can't remember. And then it creates storms. So, what's this?
It's too late
Lewis?
now, dude.
Birthday yesterday.
It's never too late for cake.
You
Are
tried
you
to keep
kidding?
that. You tried to keep that ish a secret until I came in here yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
So-
this looks incredible that I can see through here, but I can't open the top.
Well,
It's cake.
it is cake.
Oh my gosh. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Careful.
Oh, I'm getting it. Do you guys want a piece right now for breakfast?
Well, there's cupcakes for the rest of us. That's for you and Charlie.
Look at that.
That's a giant cupcake.
Oh my gosh. That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's
that
a
smells good.
it's a butter pecan cake with a cream cheese frosting.
Is that a fact?
That's a fact.
Oh, happy birthday to me the next day.
Yeah.
Oh, the gifts just keep on coming.
That's for you.
Thank you.
That's for you and Charlie.
Oh,
I
that's
did not
so
make
nice.
Charlie ain't going to see any of
I
that.
did
What are you
not
talking
make that
about?
myself.
Did Lauren make it?
Yeah.
Thank you, Lauren.
Kelly's
I
gonna-
love you.
Kelly will go home and eat that whole thing before Charlie even gets
This
home
bad
from work.
boy is going to be cut. I mean, I'll be eating this on the way home.
Yeah.
I can see.
See?
So that's for you.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So scattered thunderstorms start at 2, and then it becomes thunderstorms at 6, then it goes back to scattered at 8. 60%
Manual.
most of the night. So it is possible they'll get the fireworks in, but if you're downtown, you're going to get wet today, I think.
Yeah.
At some point.
Manuel, or the Spanish Manuel, says that if you go with the native tongue, he says we can talk about the 4th of July, red, white, and boom, and the rain that's coming, that it might actually affect the fireworks.
Yeah, so I guess they will make attempts to do red, white, and boom up until midnight. And if it can't happen by midnight, it gets canceled.
Yeah.
But hopefully, maybe we'll avoid the whole thing. You never know.
Doug said, imagine how awesome it'll be when Billy Bob lets off a giant bottle rocket, which gets struck by lightning, which in turn blows off one of his thumbs and his mullet.
I guess some
I
dude...
take that personally, Doug Rogers. I'll be lighting off those giant bottle rockets, okay? That'll be me.
I read on Facebook, yes, some guy out at what's past name? Grand Lake St. Mary.
Yeah.
Was lighting off fireworks off his boat and caught his boat on fire.
Oh, no.
You idiot.
I mean, we always have to watch the video of the guy lighting bottle rockets out of his beehole,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's always one.
Yeah.
You know, they comes back and burns us.
I feel like you need the kids from the Dormar commercial. Hey, Knox, can we go to red, white, and boom? And then Dad comes up, boy, we don't need to go to red, white, and boom. Look like I do right here in the backyard. Watch this. It's the best fireworks display you've ever seen.
And don't forget, put it in reverse, Terry. The guy in the wheelchair. All those videos. We have to rewatch them today for our own entertainment.
Yeah.
Put it in reverse, Terry. You can buy T-shirts that say "Put it in reverse, Terry."
Oh, jeez.
Do you think there's a part in Armageddon where the NASA scientist played by one Jason Isaacs, I believe is his name, where he goes, you put a firecracker in your hand, you open your hand, you burn your hand. You put a firecracker in your hand and you close it, your wife's opening your ketchup bottle for the rest of your life. You think there was a dude that was watching that going, my mind's just been blown. I never knew that would be like that before.
Jeez. Yeah, we're going to talk about some fireworks and stuff this morning. For sure. Also can't wait to tell you guys about these the crypto terrestrials. The UFOs are living inside the Earth. They're not from outer space, Kelly. They're living inside the planet.
Well, that is what War of the Worlds was all about.
Well, yeah, but they came down and planted those years before.
Yes.
These were already here.
Oh, they came from the middle of the Earth.
They came from the Earth. That's what all these UFOs were seeing. This is what people at Harvard are, it's a theory they have. So we'll talk about that coming up. Right now, let's get to Morning Blitz trivia with $25 to waterbeds and stuff. If you're the first one who can text in the correct answer. The Cleveland Browns are dealing with a heartbreaking loss. They lost their mascot. Their mascot passed away.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield's in Tampa now.
So, so they lost their Bull Mastiff was their mascot. I want to know what his name was. What was the mascot's name for the Cleveland Browns? Be the first one to tell us at 99-700 to get that gift card.
Cedar on the Morning Blitz, 6:22 with Vic, Kelly, and Lewis. Good morning. This is Friday for a lot of people.
It is.
Getting that short work week.
It's Friday for us. I do know that.
I guess some people are getting 2 Fridays this week. Kind of.
Today and then again on
Friday.
Yeah. It happens. If you're lucky enough to do that. Although, having 4th off and then going back to work kind of does suck.
Yeah.
But then you only have to muster the energy to get through one day and then it's the weekend again. So there is that.
There's a day to sleep in there. That helps.
Sure it does.
But yeah, my wife's got to do that.
Oh,
she's got to work Friday. Yeah. So, I think she should kind of fake it since she works from home. Just log in and then let's go do something.
Pretend to get that Rona. It's going around.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, man. Yeah.
Although I bet
all these gatherings.
You think they make you verify on Friday?
Oh, yeah. No, she can't. She has to do.
Got the Rona. Show me your test. Hold on.
She's got so much work to do, it wouldn't matter anyway. She'd still have to do it. She'll probably be doing some work tomorrow.
Well,
All right, Morning Blitz trivia question. The Cleveland Browns dealing with a heartbreaking loss. Yesterday, they lost their mascot. He was a 5-year-old bull mastiff, only 5 years old. And he passed away. And we asked what was his name. And William Wiest, first one to text in from Columbus, it was Swagger Jr. or SJ for short. They called him. His dad was Swagger. He was the previous mascot.
Why did he die at 5 years old?
They have not said. They did not give a reason for his death.
So a team with little Swagger names their mascot Swagger.
Oh, now come on, man.
Now, typically a bull mastiff
he's not even in the grave yet. Go ahead, Kelly.
Typically a bull mastiff has a short lifespan, like a Great Dane, like 8 years old, 9 years old, something like that. So it may just be that kind of thing.
I'm a believer the dog should live forever.
Right.
Yeah.
Should outlive humans.
They posted, we are sad to announce the passing of our beloved mascot, SJ. We're so grateful for his many years of loyal support and cherish all of the wonderful memories he helped create for fans young and old. So, his dad died in 2020 of cancer.
Aw.
So
that's horrible.
They don't know if they're going to continue the tradition and get another one. They haven't decided yet.
Might be too soon.
Yeah. They did, when they brought him in, they posted a video. You can see it on YouTube. Shows him, it's from 2019. He's roaming all around Cleveland Browns Stadium with the Rocky theme playing. So, rest in peace, Swagger Jr.
Yeah. Wonder how many, when Baker Mayfield was living in the stadium, I wonder how many pads he had to put down. Keep him from going in his house.
Jeez. Well, I don't know if you're going to need any sunscreen today, but did you guys know there's a difference between sunscreen and sunblock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe I'm just a dumb one. I guess. I didn't know.
What, you thought it was just the same thing?
Yeah, I thought it was all the same.
Well, I guess I understand what you're saying. Like, you feel like it is blocking you to some degree.
Right.
But block is a block, and sunscreen
lets a little bit in.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it says sunscreen absorbs UV rays before they hit your skin.
Right.
Sunblock prevents them from reaching you.
Yeah. You always look at it like a screen door versus a closed door.
It says if you have sensitive skin, you will tolerate sunblock better than sunscreen. I was oblivious to this information.
You don't use sunblock on the boat, or do you use... Or you probably use tanning lotion.
No.
I use baby oil.
Baby oil, lather up before you get out of the boat.
No, I use sunscreen on the boat. I use baby oil if I'm laying out by the pool.
It's a visual. No,
that you don't want.
I'm not sure it's going to go away. Heather, I need some more oil on my back.
Hey, if you're RFK Jr., just get the nanny to do it.
Oh my gosh,
you guys, I
this
can't
guy.
wait to talk about this. This is wild.
Do you do that at your place? Chandelier girl, come here.
Get out of here. Yeah, Kelly, and I got something to add to that about him.
Oh, I can't wait.
I mean,
I have not read this full article. I've read the bullet points, and I'm just starting the actual full article, so I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
So
Oh my
RFK, who's a Kennedy, was banging the nanny. Wow.
No, he wasn't banging the nanny. That's not true, but he was getting handsy, I guess.
Okay.
According to her diary
Oh, I'm
entries.
sorry. So RFK, who was a Kennedy, was trying to bang the nanny. I am floored.
Who was the, what was her name? I think was she from one of the Dakotas or something that killed the dog?
Oh, the governor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Yeah, but she was like in
Took
the
him out-
running for vice presidential candidate.
She was took her out back.
Gnome, Christy Gnome.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Took it out back and shot it.
Well, RFK Jr. says, "Hold my beer." When it comes to that, oh man, I mean
Oh,
seriously.
now I'm done. If he's got animal issues on his
What time are we doing this?
7 o'clock.
All right, well, I
32 minutes from right now.
Yes.
6:39. It's the Morning Blitz. Wednesday before 4th of July. Friday for some people. Thick Kelly Lewis. And yes, the Hawk-Tua girl is a crypto-terrestrial. Just kidding. This has nothing to do with her.
No, it does not. This is me and my space and UFO fascination. Because I saw this story. You know, yesterday was World UFO Day.
Yes, it was.
And this story, man, from Harvard, it just blew me away. And you know, Kelly, you brought it up, and it was the first thing I thought about was the War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
When I heard this story, as I started reading it, but it possibly they've been here for a very, very long time. So here it is. There's a new paper from a team of researchers from Harvard and Montana Technological University that speculate that sightings of UFOs may reflect activities of intelligent beings concealed stealth here on Earth, the moon, and even walking among us, passing as humans. We need Rowdy Roddy Piper.
No, well, I mean, the pyramids were built by aliens, but because of their technology and the way they looked, they made them into, like, you know, Ra and all the gods, but they were just aliens. That's how they got the pyramids built back in the day.
You know this for a fact.
Yeah, they made a documentary on it a few back. I think Kurt Russell and James Spader were in it. The American military tried to get involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So if there were like hidden or not so hidden aliens, where would they be in Columbus? Like, I think, remember they have that like underground passage on the west side, like through, is it a sewer system? I don't know. You guys know. Text 99700.
No.
There's that like underground area you can get into.
They wouldn't be
There's
underground.
always these
No.
They would.
They
holes
would.
and stuff.
That's
No.
where those aliens are.
No, they would infiltrate the upper echelon of society. They'd be, you know,
they'd
right
be-
around the corner.
Yeah, but where do they go when they're not doing that? Where are they?
Yeah, where do they recharge their alien brains?
Now, obviously, these guys admit this is a hypothesis, and it's going to be regarded very skeptically by most scientists, but they say it deserves genuine consideration. The interest in the unexplained sightings of UFOs by military personnel has, like peaked last summer. We had the Air Force intelligence officer and whistleblower David Grush testified. We played all that audio. The Pentagon still says they have yet to find any evidence of extraterrestrial life. But they didn't say anything about crypto-terrestrial.
Well, no, because they're not going to tell you that they're here.
Right.
Guarantee you probably have run into one. You know, you're kicking back, maybe chilling downtown at the A&R bar, and they're catching a show at Kemble Live just like you are.
Well, I'm absolutely convinced that Cardi B is a crypto-terrestrial or some sort of alien. Just that lizard thing, whatever. That's because there are reptiles underneath.
Yeah, but
the
I feel
human
like
skin.
I feel like she's here because they kicked her out of the group someplace else.
Maybe. Maybe. All right, so they think that it's either that they would come in remnant form of an ancient, highly advanced human civilization that is still hanging around observing us. when you think about it, I mean, we only know, 7,000 years of history of this planet that's been here for 4.5 billion years. What was here a billion years ago?
Dinosaurs, Rick, and then the big asteroid came along.
No, they were here millions of years ago. What about a billion? What about 2 billion years ago?
Cockroaches?
Yeah?
Yeah, they don't die.
I don't know.
Keith Richards.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was an old bad joke.
He was right there with the caveman when they discovered fire.
Listen, we all know these stories come out of the human brain because we're so desperate for our lives to be interesting in some way. So we concoct all these crazy things. There is zero chance we are walking among crypto aliens or whatever they're called.
Mike says crypto-terrestrials are real.
Terrestrials.
Watch Skinwalker Ranch on Discovery Channel. And every time we talk about this stuff, somebody texts in about this. I got to watch this Skinwalker Ranch.
I think if you go to like Egypt and the pyramids, there's it's almost like a gate where you can walk through it and then you end up in like another pyramid someplace else.
All right. Well, another thought is that they are intelligent species that evolved independently of humans in the distant past, hiding their presence from us. Or that these occupants of Earth traveled here from another time period.
You think seeing how bad the government now runs, you think they're trying to get back to their world?
I don't know.
Maybe they got here with good intentions and they were like,
stuck?
Yeah, they're like...
Kind of like you were in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru line?
Yeah, that's what it is. Earth is a big
stuck.
Chick-fil-A drive-thru.
And there were cones there that wouldn't let them out.
They see how it's running, and they're like, we got to get the hell out of here.
Those damn cones.
Yeah.
Wouldn't let them out.
Maybe they've got like a bad cell phone service and they can't get a message back.
Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb suggests that other ancient civilizations may have lived on planets like Mars or Earth, but 1 billion years apart, so they were not aware of each other.
Wasn't there a face on Mars? And that's not a movie reference. There's
a face on the moon.
Yeah, but I thought they found like the remnants of a face on Mars.
Oh, you mean like an actual?
Yeah.
That's
not a bad movie reference. That's an actual like question. I thought they thought they found a face on Mars.
I have no idea. And it's fun to think about this stuff. I don't know. Again, it's a hypothesis, but it makes as much sense as anything else we know because we don't really know anything.
You have to figure that in a vast galaxy or space of emptiness, we cannot be the only planet with, I wouldn't even call us intelligent life, but life on it. There's no way.
That there's nothing else.
That there's not anything else out there.
Yeah. And
there's no way we're not the only one.
No, I just don't know if they've, again, I go back to how could they travel here unless they have some super way of traveling super fast because
maybe
nothing lives that long.
Maybe they do. I mean, there's Decepticons on the other half of the moon, so they got here somehow.
Well, maybe they were inside the moon.
Possible.
That's what the story said. Earth, moon, and
Richard Branson and Elon Musk better not piss them off, or we're all going to pay for it.
All right. Well, I mentioned I think Cardi B might be one of them, and you'll be convinced when you hear her yell at her production team in the middle of a concert. We'll do that after Bring Me the Horizon.
Teardrops. A lot of y'all been wondering how I pronounce my name. My name is pronounced Belcalis, and my last name Almanzar. A lot of y'all making fun of my name. Bitch, ain't nobody want to have your name Sarah, Kanisha, Daquan. Y'all have basic ass name. Nobody in the world got my name, so I like it. If you don't like it, I don't give a suck my with your basic ass name.
Yeah, when I think basic names, Shiquan is the first one that comes to mind. It's the Morning Blitz.
So it's Cardi Belcalis?
Well,
that's what the B stands for?
Thick Kelly Lewis. Sean said I'm right. They did think they found a face on Mars. Sean said, Rick, you are forgetting the possibility of interdimensional travel, like Doctor Strange, where it's not a matter of time. It's just you're there one place and there the next. It's possible. Leave your mind open.
See, Kelly, I'm not the only one that goes to movies and TV shows.
Yeah, I know. I see that.
This is from Sean. I didn't say this. He's right, though.
Oh, no, I know that. Yeah, I'm not saying it was you. I'm just saying, Kelly, I always bring up movies, and Kelly goes, that's a movie.
And for Kelly, Doug said, supposedly the Megadeth song Hangar 18 is about Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Fairborn. I was born there. I'm pretty sure that's where they put the chip in his neck. There have been rumors about aliens being stored at Wright-Pat for a long time.
Hangar 18, I know too much. That's a good song.
Keep going. I can listen to Kelly sing all day, singing
boy.
Megadeth. So this whole thing with Cardi B went down ahead of the BET Awards this past weekend. She had a performance on Friday in L.A., and she was mid-performance when she stopped to address some technical difficulties.
No offense, yo, but production. Y'all messing up my pyros. The fans is off. Y'all messing up my music. What am I paying y'all for? What am I paying y'all for? Turn my Let's go.
Telling you, everybody hates COVID, but if it weren't for COVID-19, there was a good chance Cardi B would have come to town.
What do you mean?
She had to cancel her tour.
Oh, okay.
Because of COVID. Thank you, Rona. Saved us all, and you didn't even know.
Was she supposed to play here?
I'm sure she would have, or somewhere close.
Well, this video she put out instantly sent the internet into a tailspin. Everybody was calling her rude and disrespectful for cursing out her team. Somebody said, no need for all that. That's not how you talk to your employees. Somebody said, so unprofessional to be calling them out during the show. Talk to them in private. Diva mentality. And then Cardi jumped back at them and defended herself. She responded in a tweet that said, somebody said no one should ever be disrespected like that in the workplace. And she said, girl, shut up. When you do a show, you don't pay after you pay before. I paid $350,000 up front. The least they could do is get my pyro ready and turn the fans on, because guess what? At the end of the day, that money is not returnable. She said, don't half-ass my show because you're comfortable when I definitely don't half-ass it when it comes to paying. Don't tell me how to talk to anybody when you the same hoe talking about my kids and other deceased parents for no reason. I don't know if she knows who this person is that said that, because I don't know what that means. But she said, I booked 4 fans, and they were supposed to be turned on during this one song, and it never happened. You know why? Because they didn't bother to show up to rehearsal while hundreds of thousands of dollars was put into this show. Don't play with my money in this economy, honey, she said.
Yeah, but sure, you're coming from the school where yelling at someone makes... I hate that. Yelling at someone is going to make them do their job better. So if you have a boss that yells at you to get you to do your job, you can tell him I said he's a piece of ish. That doesn't work.
Well, I'm going to say this. She's not their boss. This is a service that she paid $350,000 for, and they failed.
So let's say, okay, you go sit down at a restaurant and the server messes up. You think if you yell at that server and you scold that server, even though you're paying for that experience, that's going to make them do their job better?
No. It's not, but it might make me feel better if that dinner was $350,000.
Here's what it's never a good look if you're going to yell at somebody, to do it in front of other people.
Right.
I mean, you always do that kind of thing in private. If you
Correct.
need to confront a company that did a poor job for you, you don't do it on stage.
Correct.
You do it after. I mean, Cyndi Lauper just had a big, there was some kind of issues with her concert over the weekend in Glastonbury. She was at the festival there in England over the weekend.
Yeah.
She had a bunch of technical difficulties. She had wardrobe malfunction. She had issues with her microphone, etc. A bunch of people walked out during the show. And you know what she did? She just looked sad. That was how it was described. She handled it. She was just sad. She said she knew that she wasn't happy with the sound. Apparently her silver pants kept falling down. Did she scream and yell at anybody on the stage? No, she didn't. She did her best and then sort of addressed it after the whole thing was over.
Right, but she did.
She had microphone issues. That wasn't.
Yeah, but was the microphones $350,000?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm just saying there's a way to handle this with class.
Right. If you've ever been in a situation at work where that's what your boss does, they yell and it's not a great environment.
No, I agree with you.
It doesn't make you want to do anything. In fact, it makes you want them to fail even more. And in fact, makes you want to fail yourself so they can fail. It's just screaming at people in public does not, like Kelly said, you handle that after the fact. Hey, really feel like I should get a discount for how bad you messed things up tonight. But you have a conversation. You don't do it in front of scold someone in front of 10,000 people. Because let's be honest, Cardi B, even though you paid for that service, the person performing that service still makes a hell of a lot less than you do.
I mean, I'd say it's not out of character for her.
Right.
It sort of adds to the entertainment factor, I
Right.
guess, if you're a Cardi B fan. But I don't know. It's like you take it in private at first, and if you're not satisfied with the result, then you can go public with how much the company sucks.
I don't know. She said it was non-refundable. I mean, you could still file a lawsuit, I'm sure. You know, if they failed to do what they were supposed to do, I'm sure. $350,000, I assume there's some sort of written contract involved. You know, I can't believe you just, here's the money. Come on out and do the show, and that's it. No, I'm sure there's a contract, so you can always sue.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Remember that horrifying crash in Licking County last year that involved 5 vehicles, including a bus carrying dozens of high school band members? 6 people died in that crash, 18 others injured when the driver of a semi failed to slow down and then smashed into an SUV and a charter bus on I-70 in Licking County. Well, families of those who lost loved ones in that accident have filed separate wrongful death lawsuits, 2 in Franklin County, 1 in Licking County. And among the list of those being sued are the maker of the semi, the company that sold the semi, and the driver of the semi. A trial date set for April 2025. Hurricane Beryl continues to churn across the Caribbean. As of the latest update, the National Hurricane Center in Miami says Beryl is a Category 4 strength. Storm is expected to bring life-threatening winds and storm surge to Jamaica today. At least 7 people have been killed in Grenada, Venezuela, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines. Well, Vanity Fair has published a wild article on Robert F. Kennedy Jr. regarding his behavior across the years, actually. They really do kind of delve into the past because a lot of what this article has to do with his past. Namely, his behavior with a former nanny, Eliza Cooney, who worked as a live-in nanny for RFK Jr. and his then-wife in 1998, when she was 23, shared diary entries from that time period with Vanity Fair. In one, she describes unwanted touching from RFK Jr. In another, she says that he showed up shirtless in her bedroom and asked her to apply lotion to his back.
Well, you didn't want to burn.
Well, you don't want to get your wife's hands to get all lotiony.
No.
You want the nanny's hands.
Right.
In a third diary entry, the former nanny, describes Kennedy cornering her and groping her all over her body, including her breasts. The article also claims RFK Jr. has a reputation as a sex addict. And, of course, goes through there. You can read that. It's at vanityfair.com. And the article is called RFK Jr.'s Family Doesn't Want Him to Run. Even they may not know his darkest secrets. Now, RFK Jr. has responded to the article. He calls it garbage, but also says he's not a church boy. And that, quote, he had a very, very rambunctious youth. He says he has so many skeletons in his closet that if they could all vote, he could run for king of the world.
Well, he's got a skeleton in his hand in one picture. Back in 2010, took a trip to Korea and appears to have eaten barbecued dog.
Oh, I'm just looking at that picture right now. It's very disturbing.
Yeah, that picture surfaced and Vanity Fair saw that. He had sent that picture to a friend and urged the friend to try it for themselves when they visited Korea. And he didn't tell the friend that it was dog, but a veterinarian who looked at it said it's absolutely a dog. You can tell by the shape of the ribs that it's definitely a dog. That the carcass in the picture he's holding is like picked clean. And I don't know who this girl is next to him, but I mean, like I said, it's from 2010. They got her eyes blacked out for some reason, but she's got a piece in her hand, like she's chewing on it. And his friend said that, if this gets out, he would go down as one of the greatest villains in American history, and it sounds like it's happening.
He had a tapeworm in his brain.
Yeah, that's why he talks the way he does.
It said he says this tapeworm consumed a portion of his brain, led to protracted brain fog. But his family's like, oh, don't forget, though, about the 14 years that you used heroin. Don't forget about that. That might have impacted your brain as well. I mean, his own family is like, we do not want this guy running. His own family.
Well, yeah, because they said that before. I remember them saying that before when he announced he was running.
Yeah, they all went to Joe Biden's announcement that he was running for re-election.
So we're talking about an borderline elderly gentleman, ridiculous amounts of money, throwing his hat in the political arena that is a sex addict, had a drug addiction, and had affairs with the nanny, or attempted affairs with the nanny, and everybody. Wow, never hear that anywhere before.
Sounds like a typical politician.
Right, exactly. That's par for the course for the industry that they're in, right?
Well, it just makes me laugh because I've seen people say, well, nobody likes Donald Trump, nobody likes Joe Biden, so let's vote for RFK Jr.
Right.
It's like, well, here's this guy.
Who's the carbon copy. So
not even really. I mean, this guy has got a wild life. You've got to read this. You have to read this article in its entirety. It is absolutely unbelievable.
The dog thing is a disgusting thing, but the rest of that stuff just doesn't surprise me in any capacity.
No, I agree with you. All right, those are your three things.
7:12 on the Morning Blitz. Thick, Kelly, Lewis. And we've got celebrations about ready to commence. Red, white, and boom. And then, of course, you've got the backyard version of red, white, and boom at neighborhoods everywhere. So we're going to ask the question, you want to come back and discuss this? How late is too late for fireworks?
Yeah. I get it, like tonight, tomorrow night, all weekend long, but last night I was laying in bed, man, and they started going off in my neighborhood, and it's like, I get it. I eventually fell asleep, never woke up again until my alarm went off. But, like when you were talking about, it was
Sunday
like
night.
midnight. Sunday night at midnight.
Right.
And they're going off all around you. And I was a kid. I love fireworks.
If you're talking 4th of July, if you're talking Friday, if you're talking Saturday night, between tonight and the next 4 days, I'm fine with it. You start getting into Sunday night at midnight when people have to work on Monday morning, or Monday, Tuesday before 4th of July when people have to work in the morning. You have some respect for others' issues.
Let me encourage you to not move out into rural Licking County because it's not just fireworks, but what it is target practice, and sometimes at 2 a.m.
Oh, wow, really?
Now, that's been rare, but people do like to fire their guns out there, and so people who have dogs who are skittish and get anxiety with those loud noises, it's, that's a situation that you need to be prepared for. It sort of blends in the background of my brain anymore.
I see a lot of those posts online from people with their dogs. Their dogs are losing their minds. Their dogs go crazy when it happens.
It happens every year. You got to figure it out because, people aren't going to stop the fireworks. So.
Right. I mean, even if you don't get up early like we do, you're most likely getting up at 6 a.m. Like, it's, just have respect for people around you. Yeah. And again, I give you a complete pass tonight through Saturday night. 100% pass. Light them up.
There you go. Lewis has laid down the law. 99-700. How late is too late?
I think when age starts to become a factor, it becomes more of like a slow dog or a slow jog or a shuffle with the devil. Can't be running anymore.
As opposed to running with the devil.
Yeah, you get those shin splints. You're not running with the devil anymore.
Can't we just sit?
Sit with the devil.
What's with all the running?
Yeah. Then we sit with the devil.
Can we just sit?
7:25. It's the Morning Blitz. Thick, Kelly, Lewis. Sitting with the devil every morning.
I don't even want the devil involved, to be honest. I just want to sit.
You wouldn't want to have a conversation? Hey, dude, why do you have to be so evil all the time?
No.
You ever thought about maybe being a nice devil?
Kelly's just trying to be lazy. Don't you get it?
F the devil. I don't need anything to do with that.
Hey, we're getting a little harsh now. We don't need to piss him off this morning.
I'm comfortable with that. Oh, yeah. Well, that's true. That's true.
He has no power over you, Kelly.
No.
You know that.
So fireworks could be considered the devil, especially when you have to get up for work before 7 a.m. and someone's setting them off at midnight or later on a Sunday night. So we asked the question, how late is too late for fireworks since we're approaching the birth of America?
Okay, so really you can't start unless it's like firecrackers or a Roman candle or something. Something you need to wait till dark to see is about 10 p.m., right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's when we're all doing the fireworks shows in our suburbs and all that, 10 p.m.
That's when the noise ordinance starts, right? Does it start at 10? Or do they lift that during this time? I don't know.
Abby brings up a good point. She said fireworks at 2 a.m. It sucks for dogs, but please give a PSA to check in on combat veterans. Random fireworks.
For PTSD.
Yeah.
Now, we've talked about that last year because I saw somebody saying something about that on Nextdoor. And then a couple combat veterans chimed in and said, we love fireworks, so would you quit speaking for us?
Oh, wow. Okay.
No, I'm sure that they don't speak for everyone either.
Right.
I just, that was interesting.
All right. But yeah, but they are, I guess they're probably saying don't speak for all veterans.
Right.
Yeah. So, Kelly, you mentioned shooting that happens at 2 o'clock in the morning. TC said that's probably coyote hunting.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Someone said they live in Lincoln County, and it's basically a battle of booms.
Yes, the battle of
between
booms.
fireworks and guns.
I figured the 2 a.m. Rapid fire of semi-automatic firearms was a drunken target practice.
I would imagine, depending
That's
on
what I was assuming.
Depending on what neighborhood you live in, the sound of a firework could also make one think that random gunfire might have broken out.
That's right.
Steve says after midnight is way, way too late to be setting off your whistling bunghholes, your spleen splitters, your whisker biscuits, and your honky lighters.
Yeah,
Your
whatever
Husker
those are.
Doos, your Husker Don'ts. Or what is it? Husker Doos, Husker Don'ts.
Yeah, something like that.
I forget what he said.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Trucker Tim sent us an awesome picture of his new doggy. So we got a new 11-month-old lab. I'm concerned about how he'll react to fireworks. I live in the hood, North Linden, so it's fireworks and gunshots.
All right. I got to say happy birthday to Anne-Marie Dennison. She will be at the Crew game tonight. That starts, by the way, at 6:30. They're playing Nashville. She said, let's whoop Nashville. Go Blitz Nation. So happy birthday, Anne-Marie.
No fireworks after midnight, Anne-Marie. I don't care if it's your birthday or not.
Mark says, veteran here, totally good with fireworks. Caitlin says 10 p.m. is the latest. I have PTSD, and it's not very nice for me.
So, there, yeah.
She has PTSD.
I think that's a case-by-case.
Right.
That's case-by-case basis. But definitely something to keep in mind. I'll tell you what, though. We have a vet. There's a guy that lives down by us. He's got an amputated leg. He's a vet. He is awesome to talk to. Every time I see him out, I'll stop and have a conversation with him. Mm-hmm. He's got some stories and everything, but he's a really good dude. But it just made me think about that, with our neighborhood. I'm like, I wonder. I've never even thought about, hey, dude, is going to be not that we set off displays, but they're everywhere.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
I mentioned the guy out at Grand Lake St. Mary was lighting off fireworks off his boat. He caught his boat on fire.
Oh,
so I just want, have you guys ever had any bad accidents with fireworks? Anybody out there?
We've got video of one of our family fireworks displays.
Oh, really?
It's pitch black. My brother-in-law John is lighting off some big firework. And we're all standing around, and you can see him light it, and then you can hear him go, uh-oh. And then the thing shot back at the rest of us. Uh-oh. Nobody got hurt, thank goodness. Ooh. But that is the funniest video that our family has to date. And we always do that now. As soon as my brother-in-law lights a firework, we all go, uh-oh.
Well, let's talk about how fireworks ruined your day. I want to hear some good fireworks accidents.
Peggy said what's bad is when they start 2 weeks before the 4th and don't end till 2 weeks after the 4th.
Yeah. Here's the thing is that, we all know at this point that it's going to happen, so you have to provide for yourself some way to keep yourself from being triggered, your dogs from getting anxious. We all know it's happening, so I guess... tips and tricks to prepare for that as well.
Speaking of preparing, Trucker Tim's dog, Laura said to the guy with the new puppy, saw a video the other day where a woman said she played fireworks on TV, gradually increased the volume until it was really loud to desensitize the dog to the sound. So I thought it was a good idea. So there we go.
99-700, your fireworks mistakes, blunders, injuries, ruined your day. How? 1-800-821-9970. Call in. We'll discuss next.
I loved 4th of July. You want a sparkler? No. At the end of the day, you want to outduel the rest of the block? Then you'd have to light off the big firework, remember? That was an announcement. I'm lighting it off! The $48 one! People are like, back up! Get behind the car! Get behind the car! Get your brother! Get behind the car! What's going on? Ma, get in the house! And get behind the screen window! Hurry up! He's lighting off the $48 one! Hurry up! What does he do? That's the thing. I don't know. Flint! Flint! It goes on his back. You're like, try to put it up. Don't touch it. Is it still lit? I don't know if it's still lit. A cop. What's going on here? Nothing. What's that, the $48 one?
Yeah, sometimes they just don't go the way you want them to.
Sometimes.
But that doesn't mean you don't try.
You get a dud.
How many people look forward to that? Like, that's the most epic moment of their lives. That night
The $48 one?
Yeah, that night of the 4th of July where they, because they've got it all planned out in their head.
Oh, the whole show.
I'm going to light this one off. I'm going to light this one off.
Yep.
And then it's, get ready, here comes the grand finale. $162 worth of explosions right here in the backyard.
Here's the thing is that I do find actual fireworks shows a little bit boring because it's the same.
Yeah.
Always like it's not that exciting for me to see, but lighting them off yourself is a great experience.
It's different, isn't
Here's
it?
my thing.
Yes.
Nothing against red, white, and boom. Nothing against any fireworks display. When my parents moved us out by Kings Island when we were kids, every night in the summer at 10 o'clock from my balcony, I saw Kings Island fireworks. So I am numb to fireworks now.
That's nice.
It was just an alarm clock. Oh, 10 o'clock, fireworks going off.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Like, I know that's not cool, but it is what it is. Mark said most veterans have great stories. He was in for 2005 to 2009. You can see a lifetime in that short period of time. I agree 100%. If you get a chance, share some time with a vet and talk with them. They always have a lot of cool stuff to say, and they've definitely lived a different life than most of us probably have.
Man, we get the Tannerite texts all the time. We don't need fireworks. We blow stuff up with Tannerite. That was Clay.
Matt, the truck driver, says we had a bonfire going and some idiot threw a box in the fire. That box had about 5 mortar rounds in it.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, no.
Man, it's the amount of money that people spend on this stuff. I mean, Kelly, how many thousands of dollars worth of stuff do you guys go through?
I don't know. My brother-in-law is in charge of the fireworks.
Well, I mean, I'm looking here.
Absolutely. You can spend
thousands,
crap ton of money on fireworks.
These mortar shell kits, and they're the best ones. Neon Night Wars, $300. 5-inch Sky Terror, $350. Gargantuan, $450. American Revolution, $700 box.
That's the finale in one rocket.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. That's exactly what it is.
Listen to this. Steve says, I thought I had a dud bottle rocket until I held it up to look at it and it exploded. I couldn't hear out of my right ear for 3 days. And he said 10 years later, I probably only have 90% hearing back.
Larry said that fireworks spook the hell out of horses, so be careful. And Jeremy said if you're not going to be home on the 4th and you have animals, use the TV or radio to help mute the noise. Thanks for the tip, Jeremy. Josh said alcohol might have been involved. Myself and my brother-in-law were shooting off Roman candles out of a minivan.
Out of the minivan. Like while it was running?
But we aimed them the wrong way.
So they were shooting inside
the minivan.
Got to get that direction down. That's important.
Oh, my gosh.
I'll tell you what. Being a city kid, I had a friend that lived out in the country, and I always remembered going out there, and I loved it because we would go in the woods and use PVC pipe and play Capture the Flag and Army and we would shoot bottle rockets at each other. Like that was the grenade launcher on the end, and it was how we didn't die or burn down the woods, I don't know. But I'll tell you what, man, when you hear that whistle sound and it comes whizzing by you, it's kind of weird and cool at the same time.
Happy birthday to Eric's wife, Melissa, today. Happy birthday, Melissa.
Hey.
He texted that in. So
we got a suggestion for a thunder shirt for your dog to swaddle your dog in. You can turn on TV and music, like you said, Lewis.
What is a thunder shirt?
A thunder shirt is basically like a weighted blanket.
That's what I was guessing.
Yeah, but you actually can, it's sort of like a shirt that you put on your dog.
Just keeps him calm.
It works for some. It doesn't work for others. So.
It's all subjective to the dog. Jeff says, I'll be making mine up tonight and tomorrow as loud and concussive as a grenade, so I've been told from ex-military buddies.
Chester said our community banned all fireworks, then took up a collection for a community fireworks show. 3 minutes into the display, everything caught on fire and blasted everywhere.
Oh, dang.
A town that banned fireworks?
Yeah.
That's almost as bad as a town that bans dancing. Everybody should get together and maybe, throw a prom or something only with fireworks.
Buzzard said when I was a kid, couldn't even get fireworks in Ohio. There was a guy down the street, have to go to Kentucky and come back with a truckload and sell them out of his garage. And like I told you, in Grove City, there was a gas station right off of Main Street, just as you get off of 270 there in Grove City. There was a gas station, and about once a month, this guy would be at that gas station with a trunk load of fireworks, and we'd just go and you'd buy just a bag of a bunch of different stuff for $25. It was like the greatest thing ever.
I think we always had to either cross the Ohio border or the Indiana, or the Indiana border or the Kentucky border.
And then they would make you sign a paper saying you promise you're not taking it back into Ohio.
Nope,
and you're like, no.
As I turn around and drive right back across the state line. Michelle said we typically do a show between our neighbor and us. They spend $5,000 a year.
Yeah.
I believe
200 kids showed up, covered our streets, and decided not to do it this year because it got out of control last year.
I'll tell you what, if you're at Indian Lake on the 4th of July, tonight and tomorrow night, I guarantee it, everybody's out on their docks, going back and forth.
That happens at Buckeye Lake. You go out on your boats. You go out onto Buckeye Lake to watch the fireworks.
Well, you do that at Indian too, for the fireworks that they actually, that the township puts off on the beach. But I'm talking about people on their docks.
Oh, lighting
houses,
them.
all the houses around the lake, they're shooting them off.
Oh, are they?
So I mean,
really?
it's like just a show all around.
That's fun. That's really fun.
Rose said, "Happy belated birthday to my child's father. Can't wait to see you in child support court." America.
Jeff said he'll be making his up tonight and tomorrow. I'm guessing the tannerite, he said, is loud and concussive as a grenade. So, did you read that?
Hang on. I bet that's what he heard from his ex-military buddies. I'm just stretching there.
You love it when it's not you, don't you?
I do.
I know. Because it happens to all of us.
Because it's been me like the last 2 times. So it was a refreshing change.
Jeez.
Nick said, when I was a kid growing up in Southern Cal, every 4th of July, season fireworks stands would pop up at grocery store parking lots, and you could buy all kinds of cool stuff.
J.C. Armstrong says back in the 70s, a deputy gave us all the fireworks that he had confiscated for us to have fun with, and Dad gave him a beer.
Well, that's a pretty good deal.
That is nice.
Nice, yeah. All right, here's our Yankee Doodle Dandy stoner.
I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy, Yankee Doodle Doodle Doo, real life nephew of my doodle doo, drunk on the 4th of July. I light a lot of fireworks, yeah, Yankee Doodle Doodle Doo. Yankee Doodle went to London just to ride your mama. I am that Yankee Doodle Doo.
So you're gonna tell me that you don't have no black cats, no Roman candles, or screaming Mimis?
No.
Oh, come on, man. You don't got no lady fingers, buzz buttles, snicker bombs, church burners, finger blasters, gut busters, zippity doodads, or crap flappers?
No, I don't.
You're gonna stand there owning a fireworks stand and tell me you don't have no whistling bungholes? No spleen splitters, whisker biscuits, honky lighters, Husker do's, Husker don'ts, cherry bombs, nipsy-daisers, with or without the scooter stick, or one single whistling kitty chaser?
Because snakes and sparklers are the only ones I like.
Well, that might be your problem. It's not what you like, it's the consumer.
Right.
It's the consumer.
It is. 7:53, Kelly, Thick, Lewis, this Morning Blitz.
I think that's your problem in your neighborhood. Everybody's setting off those whistling bungholes.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well,
we get those around my parts every day.
I don't need to know.
I don't want to hear about your parts anymore, all right?
What she said. Especially if they're whistling. Really get a hard pass on that.
Jeez.
Just saying. So,
oh, man. 4th of July. Always good fun.
It is. Here's a question for 4th of July. Is it wrong that... I'm just asking. Given the fact that nobody is... I don't know that anybody's 100% truly happy with our governmental system, the way it's going, the way it's been going, the way it could possibly go. Do you find it hard to celebrate America with things being the way they are?
No, not at all.
I'm just asking. It's just a question.
I don't celebrate them, but America, yeah, and what it's about.
Let me rephrase. Do you find it hard to be patriotic?
Nope.
Okay.
No, because I'm
just asking.
I'm still free. And people go, well, you're not really free. Yeah, I am. I'm free to live how I want, to pick whatever career I want to work in, free to pick any religion I want, free to live where I want, free to raise my kids how I want, free to eat what I want every day, watch whatever movies, TV shows, music I want every day. Yeah, I'm free, and I love it.
Okay. I'm just a question. Just asking. Because, again, we've talked before, there are different times in lives where it's felt a sense of patriotism. I remember after 9/11, you know, even though I was, well, we were all 20 plus years younger then, you could feel the sense of patriotism after 9/11.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I don't feel like that.
Because it was an us then. It was an all of us.
Yeah.
We were all attacked.
I don't feel like that feeling has been back for a long time.
Well, and that feeling changed real quick.
Sure did.
Right.
Sure did.
Because gotta pick a side.
Sure did. But I mean, if you think back to that time, people said hi to each other. You walked into a gas station and, hey man, how you doing today? And people genuinely sound concerned. Now you're like, if you walk into the gas station, you go, hey, I need something. You know, it's different. So that was just a question.
Well, as much as we all complain, there are millions of people who are trying to make their way into the United States by hook or by crook. So I will tell you that I do believe it is the. Well, I think it's the greatest place to live on Earth.
Yeah, it's not perfect, and I can see why when you look at our government that it would sour some people. You know, and their patriotism, you know, they make it hard sometimes to appreciate it. It's their fault. It's not what America is.
Yeah, I was just asking. Just a general question, not trying to incite.
Spend a little time in the Middle East and then come back and tell me how bad America is.
Right.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
All right. In the good old days, if you needed therapy, you went face to face with a therapist. But over COVID and et cetera, it became a really acceptable form of therapy to do it online, even with people who already had established therapists. You know, you just go online. There's that comfortability of the social distancing and not contracting any, COVID from each other. Anyway, so the company BetterHelp really exploded. And I'm sure people have gotten a ton of help over BetterHelp, but it's all via video chat. Several weeks ago, BetterHelp settled a multi-million-dollar class action lawsuit over patient privacy. According to the FTC, BetterHelp promised to keep your information private, but went ahead and shared that info with Facebook, Snapchat, and Pinterest. What they shared were email addresses, IP addresses, and answers to health questions for better advertising purposes. So basically just spread your crap all around Facebook, Snapchat, and Pinterest so that they could better advertise to you. Anyway, that is a multi-million-dollar settlement that BetterHelp made. And then on the heels of that, there's this story out of both Florida and Tennessee. Hundreds of patients were going to therapy sessions online with an unlicensed practitioner who was using her wife's credentials to pose as a social worker in both those states, Florida and Tennessee. Patients thought they were receiving therapy from Peggy Randolph, a licensed social worker who was employed to host sessions with hundreds of clients on video calls between the years 2021 and 2023. However, they were really getting therapy from Randolph's wife, Tammy. She had no degree in counseling. The problem was, Randolph wanted to like really drum up her business, her in-person business. So she had her wife doing the online therapy sessions. Really build up that business. The problem is the unlicensed one of the two, Tammy, died. So that put Peggy in a bit of a pickle.
Oh, jeez.
She apparently turned her online patients over to her unlicensed wife. And then when the unlicensed wife died, everybody's like, well, where's Peggy? And Peggy is still alive, but not the Peggy they thought they were seeing.
Right.
Peggy they thought they were seeing was Tammy, who's dead. Anywho, over the course of a little bit of an investigation, Peggy did voluntarily surrender her license. So they've decided to drop the investigation. I'm sure she's set herself up very nicely for some lawsuits, though.
So the online therapy is always a live person on the other end.
Yeah,
right?
it's a video chat. You're seeing the person you're talking to.
I thought you were going to tell me like they're using AI or something.
I don't think so.
Not yet.
Yes, not yet.
Maybe she just helped a lot of people and felt like she could do it based on life experiences.
Well, I think there are people who have a natural therapeutic talent, but you can't pass yourself off as somebody else with a social worker's
Look,
license.
I firmly believe after all the Grey's Anatomy I have watched in my life that there's probably a minor surgery or two that I could successfully perform.
You think?
I do.
I just a problem drumming up the patient who would allow you to do it.
Excuse me, Doc. Sit this one out. I saw this episode on Grey's back in 2004. I got this.
I watched 911. I can put out a 4-alarm fire.
Right? Exactly.
You know? I mean, why not? Though, we could try it.
Think so?
No, we could always try being a therapist online. And I don't have a degree. I'm not a license, but I'll listen to your problems and give you advice. I mean, bartenders do it every day of their
just this
working
weekend,
life.
If a crime breaks out just this weekend, I would go up to the officer and go, look, I watch a lot of cop shows. I got this. I'll clear that room.
I thought this was interesting, in particular, maybe for you, Lewis. Christopher Reeve's son will appear in James Gunn's Superman. Celebrating the legacy of the character, the actor who famously portrayed him on the big screen, Will Reeve, Christopher Reeve's son, will have a cameo in the upcoming Superman. In real life, Will Reeve is a news correspondent for ABC News, and he will play a TV reporter in the upcoming DC Studios film. Like I said, it's just a cameo, just a quickie. It arrives in theaters in July 2025. I thought that was a really nice little thing.
That is nice. Superman in his baggy suit are currently filming in Cleveland.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Oh, gosh, I forgot that little tidbit.
Yep.
Thank you. You're
welcome.
All right, those are your 3 things.
It's the Morning Blitz.
And now it's time for I've Got Something.
Let's see if these dummies have anything worthwhile for us.
Hey, dummy. I have a couple things, but I'll leave some of them on the shelf. Who wants to go first?
You go first.
Me?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go first. So, I got something. Everybody is familiar with the board game Scrabble, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You play it?
I have in my lifetime.
Do you try to make up your own words and score some points? Maybe draw from the Urban Dictionary to throw some words out there?
Can you not? Can you not use Urban Dictionary words? Slang?
Yeah.
Can you use slang words in Scrabble?
I don't have any idea.
Well, there is a word that would earn you 128 points. Would you like to know what it is?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
No, it is only 7 letters.
Yeah, you only have a certain number of tiles.
Oh, that's true.
The highest scoring word you can play on the first turn in Scrabble is muzjiks.
Spell that.
Muzjiks.
Could you use that in a sentence, please?
Yeah. I decided to donate some money to help out the muzjiks.
Okay, is it a people group?
It is. It's Russian for peasants.
Oh, Russian peasants. All right.
Yeah. Muzjiks is Russian for peasants, and if you play it in Scrabble, it will earn you 128 points.
Very nice.
Now, the catch is you'd have to randomly start with those exact 7 letters, so it will probably never happen to you. But if it did, if you're looking at Muzjiks and you're thinking to yourself, what can I possibly spell with that? Now you know. And I might have just helped you win the game on 1 turn.
Does that have to be on a triple word score there?
Doesn't say.
All right.
I'm not that versed.
I mean, to get to 128, I would think.
But, I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah, very.
So, I mean, if you saw that, you wouldn't think that's a real word, right? You'd question that. If I laid down muzjiks.
Yeah, I'm pulling out the dictionary, baby.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So, that's what I got.
I've got something.
What do you got?
Well, our group of young black belts are facing expulsion from the Valley. Our senseis and students are weighing their options for the Sakai Takai, the World Karate Championship.
Only through pain does a champion reveal himself.
It's
It's one thing to be the best in town, it's another to be the best in the world.
Just means I'm gonna have to be groggy again.
I thought you were Miyagi-Do now.
Do you think things are better because now I'm training in your dad's backyard?
I think we have our strongest team.
I think they can handle anything.
Don't you know I know karate?
2 weeks from tomorrow on Netflix, the final season of Cobra Kai premieres.
It's part 1.
Yeah, but it's the beginning of the final season.
Yeah.
Season 6, this is it. I don't know why. It could last forever as far as I love that show, man.
Daniel San and Jackie Chan are doing a Karate Kid movie.
Oh, that's right.
I wonder if Johnny Lawrence will be in it. If not, it's a crime.
I agree. He's got to be in it. Because everybody loves him now.
Right.
But, yep, it's finally coming. They dropped the trailer, and I can't wait.
All right. I got something.
All right.
About our food supply and all that, and everybody's getting cancer and terrible things, Alzheimer's, and all the ADD and ADHD and all those, autism, etc. All right. The FDA is finally revoking the authorized use of brominated vegetable oil in food items effective August 2nd. Now, BVO is a chemical ingredient containing bromine, which is found in fire retardants. All right? We're still drinking that in the United States to this day. It was banned in the UK in 1970. It was banned in India in 1990. It was banned in the EU in 2008 and banned in Japan in 2010. But God love the USA. We still throw BVO into our citrus-flavored drinks to keep the flavor evenly distributed. Now, Pepsi and Coke, who own Gatorade and Fanta, respectively, they did pull BVO as of 2020 out of those drinks. However, BVO is still used in Sundrop, which is made by Dr. Pepper Snapple. Numerous generic citric sodas also use it, including the one you buy from Dollar Tree called Stars and Stripes, the one you buy from Walmart called Mountain Lightning, and Orangette, and Clover Valley from Dollar General. Now, although it is banned starting August 2nd, these companies still have an entire year to figure out how to take it out of their drinks.
Jeez. Why does bromine sound like something you would use for the gym? Dude, did you get that pre-workout mix going with the bromine?
Right.
So listen to this. In 1976... a study found that consumption of BVO by pigs damaged their hearts, kidneys, livers, and testicles. Jeez. Studies have shown BVO can lead to nervous system damage, headaches, skin and mucous membrane irritation, fatigue, and loss of muscle coordination and loss of memory.
All right. We can keep selling them all this, and then we can send them in for health care and make money off of them that way and keep them sick and keep them coming back.
I tell you what, they'll throw anything in our food supply, won't they?
It's just money.
What if the Mountain Lightning or Mountain Dew tastes different without the bromine?
Yeah, well, I mean...
Will it sterilize males faster?
I don't know.
Wasn't that the big urban legend? If you drink too much Mountain Dew, you go sterile? I think that was an urban legend.
Oh, is that? I'm
pretty sure that was an urban legend at one point in time.
Okay. All right, well, on that note...
man, younger me didn't want to have kids, so we drank a lot of Mountain Dew.
The stuff like that goes back to Lewis earlier this morning, talking about how things are, and does that sour you on the country? And no, but Roger texted in a great line earlier. He said, I love this country, but I hate the management.
Well, how about the FDA coming out yesterday and admitting that it's not safe to consume?
And they've known it.
Oh, yeah. Well, this isn't safe to consume. We're going to ban it now.
Yeah, after the whole rest of the world.
What type of money is changing hands here?
Not that I'm defending the FDA, but there are probably a lot of things that we consume that aren't really safe.
Absolutely.
The FDA is in charge of making sure that doesn't happen.
Right.
But this has been going on for years.
Because they get pockets get lined.
How many generations of kids have had to suffer with Mountain Lightning because, hey, it was $1 cheaper than Mountain Dew?
Right.
That's
right. Let's buy some Sundrop.
Damn it. Come on.
I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy, celebrating 4th of July. Yankee Doodle wore a condom so he won't catch herpes. Let's light some fireworks and drink beer. Is
trolling. Says that he has no class. He doesn't listen. He just scratches his ass.
Couples Therapy on the Morning Blitz. Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. It's all brought to you by Tri-State Men's Health. Low T is real. Guys, if you start to get older, we attribute a lot of things to age that might not necessarily just be a factor of age. If you want higher energy levels, maybe some better gains in the gym, sleep a little better, be more productive. Yeah. No more brain fog, and increase the sex drive and feel like you're performing like you were 10 years younger. Get your testosterone checked. I'm telling you, man, it was a game changer for me. Call Tri-State Men's Health today, 800-900-9654, or you can check them out at tristatemenshealth.com. They do have 6 locations, including 2 here in Columbus, one in Hilliard, the other in Westerville.
That's not what turned your Cincinnati Reds hat blue, is it?
No, it is not.
I was trying to understand. Have you ever seen a blue Reds hat, Kelly?
The kids got me this this was the Father's Day hat a few years back.
All right.
So and I like it a lot.
It kind of struck me. I'm like, never seen a blue Reds hat.
They wear, like, on Mother's Day, I believe it's a pink uniform. Father's Day is a blue uniform. And this was the Father's Day hat back in, I think, 2019, maybe. So, anyway, yeah.
I like it.
Thanks. Shall we get into couples therapy?
Let's do it.
All right. Who would like to read said email from Amy in Reynoldsburg?
I'll read it.
Go for it.
All right. Amy in Reynoldsburg says, hey guys, I've been with my boyfriend for 9 months. His family's extremely important to him. One of his sisters died a few years ago and his family has struggled to recover. He lives with his other sister and they're very close. They're best friends. They're pretty inseparable. I like his sister, but I definitely get vibes from her that the feeling isn't mutual. And that was confirmed last week when I was at their place and the 3 of us were hanging out. And she mentioned that she doesn't feel safe around me. Ooh. I was stunned and I asked why. And she said it's just a gut feeling. My boyfriend just kind of chuckled nervously and shrugged and then later told me he has no idea why she said that. WTF? What do I do with that? She's obviously trying to put a wedge in my relationship with her brother, and he says he's not getting involved. Signed, Amy in Reynoldsburg.
Oh, he's copping out, huh? Well, I don't know that she's trying to put a... Maybe she really feels that gut feeling for whatever reason. I don't know. But I think communication is always the key. You need to ask her, what's up? Why do you feel that way? What can I do? Or he has to get involved. Or she, as she said, they're pretty inseparable, So maybe it's a matter of the sister being jealous, doesn't want her best friend being taken away from her.
That could be a possibility. If you're not happy, I don't want you to be happy if I'm not happy.
Well, I just think, they're best friends and they're really tight and she probably likes their situation. And, I'm saying that could be what it is.
A little jealousy.
Yeah. She just doesn't want to lose that best friend in her current situation. I'd like to see what happened if she found a boyfriend. The sister.
Amy, I'm going to give you the cold, hard truth. You need to break up with him today. He says he heard your feelings and your worries, and he said, I'm not getting involved. He is putting his sister's feelings above yours. You are not the one for him. He has not chosen you already. He's not chosen you.
Dang.
So you need to get out. Don't waste any more time on this guy. You waste time on a guy who chooses you over everyone else. Period.
Over your family after 9 months? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
After 9 months, whether somebody is so absolutely important to you that you're going to sit down with your sister and say, hey, I love this girl and I really want to, I'm serious here about her. And we need to work this out. Or maybe it's time for you and I to move out. I don't know. You're not going to marry somebody who your sister doesn't like. Right. He isn't going to marry you. I'm telling you that, Amy. He's not going to marry you. If that's what you're in it for. He's chosen his sister and he made it clear. He's not getting involved. I don't know why she thinks that way and I'm not getting involved. My sister's feelings are more important than yours.
You guys,
Amy, don't waste any more time on this guy.
We're getting really creepy texts right now.
Yeah, I don't know that you can't get away from someone's family. I agree there. But you also can't base your life on what your family wants for you because you're the one living your life. So I don't know if you should break up immediately.
Break up today. I mean, listen, there's an argument to be made for riding it out if you want. I think you're wasting your time. I do, because if this sister is going to be able to make pronouncements about not feeling safe around you, that is an extremely serious accusation. And your boyfriend doesn't care enough to get involved. Don't waste another second.
Damn. I never even thought about that. All right. Well, Buzzard says Kelly's 100% right. Matt said Kelly is completely right. The sister's probably big spoons him at night.
I mean, here's the thing. If someone's family doesn't like you, that's a battle you're gonna fight the rest of your existence with them. But we might be talking too early to tell, though.
Yeah, Dylan said, doesn't it take like 2 years to actually get to know someone?
That's what I'm saying. You might be cutting bait too early.
Got engaged 9 months after I started dating Charlie.
I got married 1 year from the day I met
Yeah,
Heather.
mine was 13 months after we started dating. You know,
but that's not everybody.
Maybe. I feel like it is everybody. You know whether you want to keep sinking time into somebody after 9 months. This guy doesn't want to sink any more time into you.
Phil the Long Guy says it's because they're kissing cousins or siblings.
But
Listen, if your experience is that it does take a little longer, I get it. You want to see where it goes.
How long are they? Did they say how long they were together?
9 months.
9 months. Okay, so that's not even a year.
I literally got engaged in 9 months.
Yeah, but you guys, not everybody does that.
That's what I said. Not everybody has the same situation.
There are some people. I mean, the last wedding that I spun the soundtrack for, they were married. They were together for 7 years before they got married.
Those are patient people.
Sometimes you need to be, though.
You don't know somebody after a year.
No, you don't. You might because your situation's different. But no, there's a very good chance you don't fully know someone after a year. Or the other thing is, you learn a lot more about someone when you move in with them than you do when you just date them.
That's the wrong question. What I mean to know is, after 9 months whether you want to keep sinking precious time and energy into somebody, or is it just something to get you through to the next good thing?
Well, but that's the thing too. If you're willing to sink that energy, if you think you've met someone that you're willing to sink that energy into, you might wait a little bit for the family to come around, and I'm someone who realizes the one thing you can't get back is time, and wasting time is paramount to me. But you might need some time to know. Sometimes families don't like you right away.
Man, I can't believe these texts.
Can you tell that I've had that problem?
First off, all the girls are agreeing. One says, Kelly preaching truth, sing it girl. Evelyn, yes, Kelly 100%. Tiffany, preach it, Kelly. But then Matt says, women are crazy, usually with no explanation. And then Will, again, and many others say that he's doing his sister. Come on, guys. Really?
Yeah, this isn't a Kentucky relationship.
Well, it doesn't have to be Kentucky.
I'm sorry.
I mean, you never know, man. I mean, look at Cersei and Jamie.
Well, they do that down there in Arkansas, but this here in Ohio is a little bit different. Sometimes you just need a little more time. And again, should he say something to the sister? Probably so. But, again, it's only been 9 months. You haven't even went through a calendar year of holidays with this family yet.
All right. Oh, Sean says it sounds like he is using his sister to break up with her.
That's a possibility, too.
Ooh, that
my
could
family.
be.
That's another idea.
I always refer back to this book because it really, really made an impact on me. It's called He's Just Not That Into You. It's written by Greg Barrett.
That's
and
from the movie. That's for the book for the movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did not see the movie, but I will tell you that in the book, you should be giving no excuses to your partner or to any guy, or for that matter, any girl. If they wanted to, they would. If he wanted to come to your defense, if he wanted to strengthen your relationship, if he wanted to help you work the situation out with his, he would. He doesn't want to. He's just not that into you.
I love that movie. But Ryan says, 10 years till I married my wife of 20 years, and she and my mother still don't like each other. Sometimes it just takes time.
You may be right. I don't have any tolerance for somebody who won't put the energy in. I don't have tolerance for it, and I don't have time for it.
JC says, if you meet someone that hasn't smothered you, then marry him.
Yeah, if you lived with them for a year. You can lift that out.
Oh, yeah, if you live with them for a year and they haven't smothered you in your sleep, marry them. Jason says, this guy been previously married. Me and my son's mother have been together for 12 years and have no desire to get married. We both were previously married and had a terrible divorce.
All right. Now, somebody else said there are so many divorces, it's a 50% divorce rate because people get engaged and married within a year. But Kelly and I did, and
that's what I'm saying. I don't know that you guys might be might be the exception to the norm.
Well, probably. But I mean, when you get married, I don't care who you are, it's a 50% rate. You have a 1 out of 2 chance of that marriage making it.
Sure.
That's just it's a statistical fact.
And just because you know you want to be with someone doesn't necessarily mean you need to pull the trigger and get married right away. There are a lot of other factors that go into marriage other than just knowing you want to be with that person.
Well, in this particular situation, the sister said she does not feel safe around the girlfriend. The girlfriend said, why? The sister said it's just a gut feeling. There is absolutely no path to resolving this issue. No path whatsoever. Unless the boyfriend gets involved. Yeah. And he said no, so there is no path to resolving this issue with the sister.
That's a good point.
Well, Amy, do what you want.
If she was that important...
That's our final word. Do whatever you feel like.
But the more you say it, Kelly, if she was that important to him, he would get involved.
Because his sister is extremely important to him.
Right.
So doesn't this situation need to be resolved?
Yeah.
Or do you always want your girlfriend and your sister to be fighting?
Yeah, but I don't base my life on who my family would like me to date or be with. Just because my sister might want me to be with someone that I don't... what happens if the other shoes? I really think you should date this girl. I don't like her. Well, I really think you should date her. Well, you're my sister, so I guess I must. No, that's ludicrous. It's absolutely stupid.
All right, if you ever want to email us for couples therapy or anything, just you want an unbiased opinion on anything, we're happy to give it. Doesn't mean it's the right one, but we'll tell you what we think. You can email me, thickrick@theblitz.com. That was Couples Therapy, brought to you by
Tri-State Men's Health. Guys, telling you, man, if you are suffering from ED, there are ways to fix that. It will make your life better. You want to talk about relationship killer? ED will do that. It leads to depression. It leads to all kinds of issues, and in some cases, divorces. So do not let that get the better of you. Check out Tri-State Men's Health, 800-900-9654, or tristatemenshealth.com. 6 locations, 2 here in Columbus, Hilliard, and Westerville.
The 3 things you need to know before you go.
The judge overseeing Donald Trump's New York criminal trials approved a delay of the former president's sentencing after his lawyers asked for more time to argue that the Supreme Court's immunity decision this week calls for a new trial. The sentencing hearing was previously scheduled for July 11th. It will now take place September 18th at the earliest. This delay guarantees that Trump will not be sentenced until after he is formally nominated for president at the Republican National Convention. At a campaign fundraiser in McLean, Virginia last night, President Biden, for the first time, attributed his poor debate performance last week to the amount of foreign travel he did in June. He said he decided to travel around the world a couple of times and didn't listen to his staff and came back and nearly fell asleep on stage. Truth is, he did travel to France for D-Day. He was there June 5th through the 9th. And then he went to Italy June 12th through the 14th. The debate was June 27th, 13 days after his last international trip. So a little bit of an overstatement about what was going on there, and maybe international travel 2 times in 1 month is a lot to ask of an 81-year-old or whatever. How old is he? 81, 82.
But he was at where was he prepping? Camp David?
Yeah.
For 7 straight days.
Right.
You know what I found odd? He had a cold. They said he had a cold, and I saw...
that was the first excuse.
Well, I saw KJP's press conference yesterday, and she said he still has a cold.
Yeah.
And I thought it was odd because...
Is he going to have a cold through the election?
Well, it was just odd to me because after the debate, he went to the Waffle House. The next day, he was out, he was like in would they say, like 4 states in 2.5 days after
He was
the
in
debate?
North Carolina the day
I'm
after.
like, why is he not like on some NyQuil taking a nap? I mean, if he's got a cold, he's out shaking hands and hugging people, and I'm like, that's not very nice.
Yeah, here's the thing. He had a bad night. He got flustered.
That's what she said. It was just a bad night.
A bad night. He got flustered on TV because he's not, again, he's 80-something years old.
Yeah, he didn't have a teleprompter.
Debate your grandpa and see how that goes. You know what I mean?
Well, the grandpa in this case is our president, so
Sure.
I do believe he should perform as well.
That's just it,
Yeah, but the same thing, if you remember the great John McCain, the same thing happened to John McCain. Everybody wanted John McCain to get in a town hall environment. John McCain's great in a town hall environment. What's the first thing everybody took away from that? Ooh, John McCain don't look too healthy.
Okay.
Ooh, John McCain. That's when, and Biden's in the same boat. They're of that age where they're just not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not defending him. I'm just
No,
saying,
I know.
I'm just saying this is
Yeah.
what. They're old people on TV.
That's the point.
Debating,
And that's the point, yeah.
What did you expect?
Right.
Did you expect Will Ferrell to have a moment of clarity in old school and all of a sudden be able to debate with perfect,
Yeah, and that's why I didn't understand so many people in the media who were so shocked. I can't believe this. I'm shocked. What happened? I'm like, we've been watching it for months.
Right.
So,
To his credit, Joe Biden and the DNC have continued to raise large amounts of money, $38 million in the last 4 days, in the 4 days since the debate. So still bringing in a ton of money, a lot of supporters. There are some people asking for him to step aside, but for the most part, it does seem like he has the, fair amount of support from the Democrats to continue on. So that's where we are there. Let's talk about this plastic surgery provider accused of threatening patients over negative reviews and posting fake positive ones. The Allure Aesthetic out of Seattle has to pay $5 million to the state attorney general's office and thousands of Washington patients. So the deal is apparently this company was posting fake reviews about their plastic surgery and also forcing patients when they were agreeing to a surgery or a procedure to sign non-disclosure agreements, barring them from posting or saying anything negative about Allure or they'd be sued. About 21,000 people signed this. Can you imagine? I guess you want your procedure and you're pretty much either not reading what you're signing or don't care what you're signing. I'm not sure. Now, these 21,000 patients are getting a small piece of the settlement money. Not much, though, between $50 and $120 a piece, depending on your situation. The rest of the money goes to attorneys and court costs.
do they get out of the NDA?
Yeah, those NDAs were signed. They weren't legal.
Okay.
I know when I was getting my boobs done, I was willing to do anything just to make sure, I had that procedure.
It says this company was contacting people who left a negative review and offering them cash to take down the review.
Oh, my God.
We'll give you money if you'll take down the review.
Yeah, but this isn't unheard of. There are companies that pay people to go on Glassdoor, Indeed, and all these sites and post great reviews about how good it is to work there and how the customers love them and everything else. Like that's a full-time job for some people.
Big boobs. Big boobs.
If I had big boobs, that would be my full-time job.
She pulls out her breast and she's juggling them.
You guys would be like, you coming in to do the show today? I'm like, dude, no. You want me to leave these? You're out of your damn mind. Maybe I'll be in tomorrow.
All right. Those are your 3 things.
Or 2.